Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing today? Happy Saturday. Yay. Today is August 20th, 2022. And I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of information that the Spirit laid on my heart and talk about some things that I created to help you. I was directed to create these things for you. First off, we have the 90-day journal. This book is already available on Amazon, so it's a 90-day grateful self-care planner. And the next thing is Take Back Your Power, Overcome Negative Self-Talk workbook. I also have the Anxiety and Lupus handbook and the Anxiety and Depression workbook. The books look a little different depending on how I feel about you when you order them. The first 100 books will not be the same. There's a little hidden gem in them. And I was led by Spirit to create these things because what most of us don't understand is that anxiety and depression is a spiritual issue. This is an imbalance within you, within your spirit, and most of the time expectations that are not realistic that you have placed upon yourself in your life, and sometimes other people have placed them upon you and upon your life. And so you are out of balance, you are out of alignment with what your spiritual calling is and your spiritual path is, and you feel a lot of anxiety because you're in tune with other things. You feel a lot of depression because you're in tune with other things. You doubt yourself and you don't have confidence because you are in tune with other things. When what you really need to be in tune with is what's inside of you. And you can call it God, you can call it spirit, whatever term you use, that's your choice based on the things that have been put in you. But what I understand and what I know is that there's a spirit that lives within each of us. And when we are out of line with that spirit that lives within each of us, we suffer from other things. And I understand, I'm a scientist, I understand the nature of chemical imbalances. But why do you think those chemical imbalances came about? And why do you think that the drugs that they give you to correct the chemical imbalances work? When in essence, you have the ability to correct the chemical imbalances within you. Why is it that there are people who have gone off into nature and have spent time doing the work, studying Tai Chi, Qigong, different things that help them get back in touch with themselves internally, have been able to recover from diagnoses like schizophrenia? Why? Why is it that now that the medical community is coming out and they're saying, oh wait, we think that these diagnoses of schizophrenia and different levels might be inaccurate? Why is it that people are saying that perhaps if we look at modifying environment and food and things like that, why is it that now we're looking at people are not bipolar? People are suffering from a chemical imbalance based on things that are going on in their life, and it is because we have gotten so far away from who we were meant to be, who we were in nature and in life in the very beginning times. We are just drifted so far away from all of that. So now we suffer from anxiety and depression. And if you pay attention to psychology news, you would notice that during the pandemic, where people were forced to be indoors, forced to not go out in nature, forced to not be able to actually be a part of grounding and doing work within themselves because they're stuck inside a house, all of a sudden they have more anxiety, more depression, and unable to do things. Not being able to go outside and reconnect with nature, be in the sun, let the sun activate, energize things within your body that actually causes a chemical reaction. So when I say connecting with nature, it's not really just about new age. It's about that is a physical thing that happens when you spiritually reconnect with nature. when you take yourself outside on a walk and you just take time to be surrounded by the beautiful peacefulness of nature, guess what you don't feel at that moment? Anxiety and depression and a lot of other things. But what Spirit wants us to do is to reconnect, realign within ourselves, and focus on those things within ourselves that are causing us to feel anxiety and depression so that we can overcome it. And I say we as we are all one, we are a collective. So when there's a huge amount of us experiencing anxiety and depression and lack of self-confidence and not believing in ourselves, the entire world suffers. And by the entire world, I do mean literally everyone on every continent. The earth suffers, our water suffers, our air quality suffers, because all of that negativity is going somewhere. And what most people don't truly realize is that that energy goes back into our earth. Have you ever noticed when you go someplace and they make a dish, they make some food that you like, right? For me, it's some baked macaroni and cheese, right? You go to a restaurant and they make some baked macaroni and cheese and you're like, doesn't taste quite as good as when my grandmama made it. And it could be the same ingredients, it could be in the same proportion, but it doesn't taste as good as when grandmama made it. And that's because when grandmama made it with love. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me, guys. Had to let something out. You see, and sneezing, you have to let something out. I just came back from outside and, you got to let things out that are blocking you. The sneezing gets rid of those things. And that was divine timing for you guys to understand that you got to let things out that are blocking you. All right? So back to what I was saying. When grandmama made that macaroni and cheese, grandmama made that macaroni and cheese with love. And most people said, I can feel the love. I can feel the love in the food that my grandmama cooked. But it doesn't feel the same when I actually go to a restaurant. And that's because energy is transferable. So when she felt love, when she was actually cooking, it literally existed in that food that you were eating. And when you ate that food, you felt the love from your grandmother. And when you went to the restaurant and they were rush, and they were trying to get it out on the plate, and you felt that rush energy. And you felt that, wait, this is different. It's the same, but it's different. It's all right. It tastes okay, but it's not exactly the same. And that's exactly what's happening with us, with the energy that we have going on and putting out into the world. And when we have this anxiety and depression, that energy can be felt. Have you ever walked in a room around a group of people and you're your happy, bubbly self, and you walk in and you can feel that something's not right? You can tell the energy is off. How do you think you can tell that? Because the spirit that is within you is allowing you to feel the energy in that room. You're seeking connections with other people's spirit, and yet you're not meeting them because you're up here with the happy and the joy, and they're down and depressed. So spirit is real, energy is real, and the work that we have to do is internal. Therefore, in these months of meditative state, I have been able to actually put down what I was told would be a good thing for people to help them. And that is the goal. The goal is to help others, because helping others helps the self. Helping the self helps others. It is reciprocity. And I said that wrong, but some words, kind of get a little stuck. Although I'm a doctorate degree, I still have words that I have trouble with. Okay? So, if we work as individuals on our anxiety and depression, together we can uplift the world and we can make the world a better place. It is not selfish to take care of yourself. It is actually good for the world when you take care of yourself, when you focus on these things that have been having you down. And I'm going to say this one last thing before I go, because I know these videos, making them too long is not so good. Another thing to work on when you're dealing with your self-care routine is expectations. A lot of anxiety and depression comes from expectations that we have and not simply allowing. We put expectations on other people. Oh, I met her, she's supposed to make me happy. We put expectations on ourselves. Oh, I'm 40 years old, I should be further along in life. Stop it. Do the work and figure out why you are where you are and what it is that you need to learn where you are. Let's not expect other people to do the work for us, because they can't. They can only do the work for themselves. So let's just learn to focus on us. And hopefully, for those of you who get the tools, the anxiety and depression workbook, another anxiety and depression workbook, lupus and anxiety handbook, and I have many more. I have lots of things, lots of tools, the 90-day self-care journal, to help you guys get to that point of where we are all working from a higher vibration and actually being better citizens of this world and connecting and healing together. All right? You guys stay well. Be blessed. Don't be so hard on yourself. All right? You have to be with you every day. Don't be hard on yourself. Love you.